Jiu Jitsu, your basic control is to grab the wrist and the inner collar, which is impractical here. You can grab the inner collar at some times, and you can grab the wrist, but if he grabs the wrist, or if I grab the wrist, he's going to get out of it because I need a thumb grip to actually control it. So you have to modify. Back of the head, the arm. A perfect armbar is getting an opponent's hand, getting his elbow not on my belly button, but about a couple inches below, about where your chi is. Now, on an upa, when you upa your opponent, when they're mounted, you want to grab here and here, and then brace. But I can't break his arm down. So, I don't want to cross the wrist and hold the tricep. To get the arm bar, I need to grab the wrist and lock it to my body. Take the other hand, not over, but under. Your forearm has a muscle right here that you're ideally grabbing. You're not grabbing the elbow, you're not grabbing the inner, you're grabbing the muscle. Okay? And I'm going to take the blade of my hand against his elbow pocket. I'm going to push and swirl, just like an arrow. And it'll break it down, putting his elbow directly where I need it to. And I can guide it as needed. Okay. Now that it's all locked in, my elbows are locked to my body. Okay. Josh, go ahead and pull your arm out. Okay. Now it's a struggle, but Josh is struggling. Now I want to get an upper hand. I'm going to open my guard. I'm going to take my foot and put it on his hip. And then I'm going to take my knee and I'm going to push it real hard against him. Now, it should change his posture at this point. If it doesn't, I'm not doing it correctly. Josh, pull your arm out now. Now Josh has no chance of pulling his arm out. He has to modify his technique to get a chance. This leg here, I'm going to stretch out. Okay? If Josh pulls, it will pull this leg past his back. Okay? It will hurtle. Ideally, I want this up on his lat muscle on the top of his shoulder. As he pulls me, it's going to go up there. And I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn my foot from pointing direct, sideways, and over top of the knee. At this point, he has a broken posture. This is what I want. Okay? I still want to use this foot to block the knee. It may fall from the hip. At this point, I want to block the knee and I still want to pinch. It's important. I want to hold these correctly as I have them. Now, Josh can resist and go back up, but I should be able to hold him. Okay? If not, I haven't broken his posture. I haven't twisted it enough. Finally, when you go for an armbar, a person can resist by using their head and make it harder and harder for you to get it. You want to take a hand off to push the face. You don't want to take the hand that is holding the elbow. The reason being is because if you do, I've now given him a chance to get out. But to hold this, I'm having a little circle here, let's say. And this circle is going to be nice and tight. Okay? This, I'm going to take and I'm going to control his head. I'm not going to push the top of his head or his ear. I'm going to hold directly to his chin, slide down his face, bring my leg over. I'm not going to cross my feet. If I cross my feet, your opponent is going to put their hand on the ground as a natural reaction, even a person who's unexperienced, and push up. When they do, they're going to start stacking. Your guard is going to turn over this way, so go ahead and fully stack it, go home, and it's going to naturally fall. You don't want to do that. Taking back, do not want to cross my feet. I want to take the foot at the same angle that this foot is and drive it down on the top of his head. Josh, come on up. Okay, Josh, come on up. A little stronger. Okay, this is about as far as he should ever get at this point. Now, I can take my hands and go as I want. Generally, I like to hold this hand on. That way I can control the legs, because a lot of people like to try and step over you, things like that. If he goes to step, go ahead and try and step over me. I can block as such. This, I don't want to be turning over. Okay? But I'm holding the arm bar. Now, your arm has a natural curve to it. Your muscles naturally bend your arm. You want to get the arm straight, and anything past that is your damage point. So I'm going to extend his arm past his natural curve. Right now, he can feel the resistance. The arm is straight. Now, I'm going to do an eggshell technique. I'm not going to jolt this arm. I'm not trying to damage it and break it. What I'm trying to do is increase the damage zone. So I'm going to take it, and when his arm is perfectly straight, as such, I'm going to slide my second hand up to meet. Then I'm going to eggshell, and he should tap without me having to go real far. Okay? I shouldn't have to completely extend this arm out, go for a full break. If you are in a self-defense and you have to break this arm, what you want to do is extend it straight into the damage zone, and with one jolting motion, extend your hips up. Okay. The impact should break the arm. So, if your opponent comes up, you're going to drive back down. So Josh, come up. I'm going to drive back down. If your opponent steps over, or if you can grab a leg, you can sweep and do the mounted arm bar, keeping this foot driving down. Same deal. However, when I do the mounted arm bar, I like to hold their hand this kind of way. Okay? Whenever you arm bar someone, if their hand is flat, their joint moves in this direction. An arm bar is this way. So if their joint is moving in this direction and I'm pushing this way, all I'm doing is pushing his arm. And there's a lot more room for resistance. What I want to do is take his thumb and rotate it up towards the sky. Now his joint moves in this direction. Okay? You want to take him to help, instead of pulling on it. Okay? A lot of people like to pull. What that's actually doing is pulling up. What you want to do is take and slide up the arm, and it will naturally come down. And then eggshell technique, and Josh will be ready to tap.